This is Three Beards Media. Real talk, no filters, no scripts. From sports to culture, we say what others won't. Turn it up, lock in, because it all starts right now. Live from the AKC Andrew Downs Studios and powered by Revelton Distilling Company.
If you want to know where the storm rolls next, you gotta read the clouds over old Midwest. Every yard, every basket, every mat that's worn. You learn to see the future by tracking the storm. We're tracking the storm, watching it form. From Jack Trice's courage to the heroes yet born. Hilton lights shining like lightning in the night. Jack Trice way, glowing in the stadium lights. From the sweat in the barn to the roar in the stands. Every cyclone story's written in the land. Yeah, the path gets clearer with each legend swarm. We're keeping eyes on tomorrow by tracking the storm. Dwayne Crutchfield, pounding turf like rain. Big 8 Saturdays, driving through the pain. 2 years, rushing past 1,000 on the ground. Made the whole conference feel that thunder sound. Then Troy Davis hit the hole like a flash. Back to back, 2,000 turn records into ash. Heisman nights, but win or lose that day.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ken.
Shrugs, what's up,
How are
buddy?
you, buddy?
Man.
We got Mr. Shipley sitting over here running the board for us. We're good stuff. So live from Coldwater Golf Club.
Yeah.
I don't know what annual golf outing this is for the Iowa State football Letterwinners, but man, we are here and it is going to be a fun day. Not a cloud in the sky. Awesome day.
Awesome day. Yeah, it's beautiful. What a nice little venue here we have here too, and get to see a lot of old teammates.
Yeah, man.
A lot of guys, a lot of fat old guys running around here.
we were
most of us, but
me in particular.
Our stories we're going to be better than we ever were at the end of the day.
Hey, man, Toby Keith said it best. We proved it last night, too. Holy cow. I got sunglasses on, not because the sun's bright, because I'm afraid my eyes are going to have a wellness check called on me.
Clean living.
Yeah, right?
Clean living. Isn't that the truth?
Oh, man. Not really sure where we're going to start with this thing today, but I know we've got a bunch of guys coming in, and we're hoping to have Mike Green, who's the Letterwinners director here, and we've got Tom Randall stop by again. He's going to pop in a little bit. Hope to grab a few of the coaches, some of the other alumni. So looking forward to today. It's going to be fun. Let's get started. I mean, where are you at? How was the drive up? You had a good drive up there?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's just, you drive up this time of year, you're just driving, see the corn coming up, all those kind of things.
Right.
It's just like reminiscent of just, it's cool because, waking up, and I think you still have the same feeling. And I would bet 99% of the guys here have that same feeling. You start to smell the grass.
Yeah, Eddie.
And you can, that dew on the grass, even, going out in the morning and having a cup of coffee and sitting there, I think you can smell training camp in the air. It's not far off.
Well, they're doing it right now. They're already in. And
it's different these days,
right?
Right?
Holy cow!
But you can smell it.
I mean, I always think of I'm a big Indy 500 fan, and we go to the Indy 500 every year. And as soon as the Indy 500's over, I'm like, football season starts tomorrow,
right?
And that's the end of May, first part of June, and get it going, man. It's fun times. It
never stops, and it never stops anymore. And it just. But I love the time of year when, the summer, it's the anticipation. And there's a lot of great anticipation around Iowa State football.
Rightly so.
Yeah. I think Coach has done a great job of just assembling that team. You think about what he's done in a short amount of time and just the credibility that, he's given the program just without taking the snap.
Yep. Exactly.
And putting the staff together he's had to do and in a short amount of time and assembling that roster, because there was a moment there when people were like, holding their breath a little bit, like, what the hell's going on?
He's perfect hire.
I mean, just amazing.
Perfect hire.
Really, of course, everybody wins on paper, but I think just the credibility of the whole program, and it's done in a way, what I love about it, it's done in a way we're not out there banging the drum. We're just quietly assembling a team in that humble sort of, that Midwestern, Iowa State, humble kind of way that we're just going to get out. And I love we're going to hit you in the mouth kind of attitude, because he exudes that.
Exactly.
He exudes that. He didn't say anything, but it's like, I'm not going to fire a tough question at him. I'm going to tell you that.
We actually got that from Connor Mobley, the quarterback, 2 weeks ago when he was talking about how tough, just the philosophy of everything is just, old time football.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Old time football.
Everybody, it's not playbooks. Football is not playbooks. It's not schemes. And I know we're going to bring in, our defensive scheme is going to be different. I'm sure we're going to be different on offense. But it's not about the playbook. It's about attitude.
Yeah,
It's
man.
about just getting together and coming together and just being physical and hitting people in the damn mouth.
It reminds me of it. Just a little bit of it is Jim Williams.
Yeah.
Coach Williams
Yeah.
was, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth again. And
Right.
I kind of get that feel.
Right.
I got when Jimmy Rogers was introduced at the Iowa State-Iowa game, and we're down, and he says, "Let's beat the fucking Hawks."
Yeah. Right.
And
there.
all of a sudden we turned it around. That was awesome. I mean, I was sold right then.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? In the old in football, we both played and coached, and you can go out there and there's a lot of things you can do and a lot of things you can try to do. But if you line up, and doesn't matter how many people you put in the box, if you're physical, run the ball, there's nothing they can do about it if you're just hammered. And it's math. 3.5 yards times 3 is 10.5.
That's right.
You don't have to, just average 3.5 yards a carry. And I would imagine, I don't know anything. I haven't seen what they're doing, but I imagine if they're going to be physical on defense, they're going to be pretty damn physical on offense.
I'm
because
sure.
You've seen it where, you're a good offensive team, but yet your defense struggles because it's, in spring ball, you're not getting the physicality, all those kind of things. It's always amazing. Those spready teams aren't as great on defense. It's those I teams, those running teams are great on defense.
Well, I think of back to when we played, we had the Nebraska was their offense was, I mean, they just physically beat the shit out of you. But you got the black shirts that physically beat the shit out of you too.
Yeah, they're a physical football team. So was Oklahoma.
Yeah,
those are the days where the receivers are in 3-point stance, firing off the line and cutting people. Yeah. Can't do that anymore. But yeah, I'm excited, and I hope we get a chance to interview some coaches today and get a feel for their mentality and just talk to them, and it'd be great.
I think we got Mike Green sitting over here. Hey, Mike, could you pop in here for a second with us, buddy? We got a seat in the middle.
We'll get right in the middle.
This is the guy that is the director of the Letterwinners Club. He's putting us all on today. He let us come in and broadcast from here today, so we're pretty fired up about that. And Mike Green, he runs SciCast as well. Mike, thanks for having us here.
Yeah,
buddy. We really appreciate it. It's a good day. How's the whole transition going on from the former staff to this staff and everything going on? I hope we're having a good engagement with the players and the Letterwinners.
It's going great. Coach Rogers has done everything we needed him to do to embrace our alumni. He gets it, and that's makes my job so easy.
Right.
And because you know that there can be some coaches that maybe that's not a priority for them.
Sure.
And that is not the case with Coach Rogers. Right away we met, and you can just tell that this is something that is important to him. He knows we got to take care of our history.
Right.
And so, we've already had we had a reunion during the spring. It was great. Got to meet the staff. If you were a former football player, you could come in, you got to meet the staff. We had a social, and then we're doing this here today. So this is awesome. And I can't thank that staff enough for helping me do my job.
That's awesome.
Like that's a tough thing to do when you're a new coach. You come in, he came in into a situation that at that moment, we were talking about it a little bit ago.
It's really unprecedented tough. What he came into. Yep.
It's tough. But then to have him put together a staff, assemble his team, and then he still cares about the history, as you said, that's amazing, because it's a real tribute to just encompassing the entire program. And I want to ask you, what was that like? I mean, you were around for that. How can you tell us, with all that going on, staff, team, and then the alumni? I mean, I know the alumni is not on the top on the ladder there, but it's amazing to have that put together. What's it been like the last several months?
Well, it's been great. Obviously, I just can't even imagine how hectic and busy their life has been, because you got to, like you said, you got to put together a staff. You got to get new players. Back in the olden days, you didn't have to worry about replacing all these players, and now obviously we live in a different time. And I look back at, because I've been here a long time, and you look back at old coaching changes, and they probably had time to acclimate. You weren't going to lose a lot of players. That's over now.
Yeah, right.
That's over now. So I just can't even imagine how much harder it is to come into a football program and get your feet settled, because you have so many other things you never had to deal with before. And it just goes to show you that not only that, they knew that we had to take care of our history, and I can't thank them enough for that.
Yeah, it's always so fun to come back and talking to different guys that are across the country, across the globe, through social media and stuff, and contacting people, guys like Alvin Baker and Sam Clear, who hadn't been back and they came back. Sam Clear, we're trying to get him back for this week, this fall.
Mm-hmm.
He's fully engaged.
Yeah.
I know he really wants to get back and see what's going on around here. Just, it's amazing what the Letterwinners Club started at, where it got to, and now you're taking it to a whole new level. What kind of hours are you putting in to do this, buddy? That's
it's well, I appreciate that, Keith. It's a pride and a passion for me. I grew up a huge Cyclone fan. That has probably helped because I know the names.
Sure.
And and I've worked here now 30 years. That helps because I know the names. And what's so unique and cool is that we never want people to forget that they're always a Cyclone. And I get it that you're going to have some people that just get disconnected for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't have a good experience at Iowa State, and you have to accept that not everyone had a good experience at Iowa State, and you can't force that, but you always got to make sure to let them know if you're ever ready to come back, we're here for you. We can help you. We'd love to have you come back. If you don't feel like now is the time, we're always going to be there for you.
That's
And we obviously love the people like you two that are connected and take advantage of our benefits and our reunions. And I love seeing the people that show up every year. That's great. Some people aren't that way, but there's always a spot for them if they ever choose that they want to, like, okay, I miss this. I want to come back. I want to see my old teammates. And that's the best part of the job, is like seeing someone that hasn't been back in 20 years. You remember the name and they're like, oh God, it's so good to see you. And I would say 99% of the time they leave like, why did I not do this sooner?
Yeah, right.
Why did I not do this sooner?
Hey, forever means forever.
It
right?
does.
And that's in our motto. I mean, loyal sons forever true means something. I know we live and breathe it. When we're texting each other and texting other guys in our group, we always sign off with, hey, loyal sons forever true. And that's
great. And,
and
I know that other schools are
sure.
very similar to us, but there's something unique about Iowa State. I've always felt that is like, I'm just blown away when we'll have, once again, we work for all sports work for all sports, and the bonds of teammates and friendships, and it's still so strong, and I can just feel it. And that's the best part of it.
It's interesting. You talk, I love the philosophy. You let it happen, because life happens for people. They're out there. They're, like Keith said, I lived in Europe for 15 years but you're still connected. Life happens. But when you come back and you get together with your old teammates, and that's the great thing about being involved in athletics, in team sports, is you find yourself going through some of those tough moments as a young man or a young person in college athletics. What's cool is no matter how many years it's been, instantly you have that bond. And that's the mark of a true camaraderie, true friendship. And I know that's not just unique to Iowa State, but it certainly is special. And because it takes a special kind of person to be a cyclist. It really does.
It does.
It really does, because there's a lot of different things here. You don't have the weather's different and all those things. You have to persevere through some of those things. But just seeing some of our old teammates out here right now, and you have that instant bond that it's been 30 years, but you know what? Bam.
Exactly.
Right back.
And it's so cathartic for a lot of these guys. Like you said, that some people may have struggled in their life, and I've seen it where they come back and they had they re-engaged with 5 of their teammates, and you can just feel the power and energy they got out of that, and they needed that. And I mean, what Iowa State student athletes go through, it's not easy. We know that. I mean, being a member of any sport is time commitment. It's tough. You're going through adversity. It's not like a regular student. You got so many things thrown at you, and you're in the trenches together with these people, and that will never leave. That's always there. And I do think that's what's great about it, is that when people do come back, they see, oh man, we went through so much together. I miss this person. It's so great to see this person again. And that's why we have the letter winners. That's why we have it.
If someone out there is a letter winner, hasn't connected with it yet, what can they do? How can they get involved? And how simple is it? How easy is it? What do they need to do? Because there are people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not hitting everyone. We know that. And, but, place a phone call to me. Boom, we'll get you connected. We'll help you out. Email. You can do it on your own if you just, go to our, cyclonesletterwinners.org. It's there for you. Create your profile, update your profile, and then boom, now teammates can find out where you're at. Right. It's all there for you. But obviously, I know some people maybe don't want to do that. That's fine. Give me a call. We'll get you all set up.
Awesome.
So,
Roger McCarron, RP. That's awesome.
Well, it's just great. I mean, we got former football players from Johnny Majors era, Earl Bruce era, Donnie Duncan era, Jim Kreiner era, Jim Walden era, Dan McCarney era, Gene Chizik era, all the way down to Paul Rhodes and Matt Campbell. It's just great. It's awesome. Just great.
We have a really cool guest coming on in about 2 weeks. We got Tom Bosky said he's coming on.
Legend.
I can't wait for some of those stories.
I think of the Bosky name, and I think of the family. I remember I was 12 years old at my very first Iowa State game. We played Utah, and I think we beat them like 45-10 or some crazy score. And I'm standing out front, and the veterinarian from my hometown brought me down, and we're standing out front, and Tom Bosky walks out, and his whole family's there, which is the Wadkas.
Yeah. Yep.
And so Jeff Wadka's 13 years old, standing right there. I'm 12 years old, and Tom Bosky's standing between us, and I'm like, it was that day, that moment. I'm like, I want to be an Iowa Cyclone.
Yeah.
And then I was fortunate enough to be on the same team with Chris Bosky.
Yeah, and another amazing player, right? And I got to meet Tom for the first time, and this is, I always like, I'm living a dream. I mean, I get to meet people that I grew up watching and idolizing, and that's just been amazing part of the job for me where, I grew up thinking Tom Bosky was the greatest linebacker in the history of college football, and I got to meet him, and I talked to him for 20 minutes, and nicest guy you ever meet, funny, and he grew up on the south side of Chicago. I'm a White Sox fan, so is he, and it's amazing to reconnect with these people, and hopefully we can get Tom back, for a reunion here soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know he was back once, like very early on in the process, like in the 90s, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I got to shake his hand and told him that story, and he looked at me like I was an idiot. He was fantastic. It just, you go through the history, and there's another group out there that's doing like a countdown of the top 5 of this and the top 5 of that, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, everything is like prior to 2010 and on and stuff.
I know.
And then the one kid, I can't think of his name, he went into it and he started talking about Mike Stenzer. He started talking about Tom Randall.
Yeah.
And then they
just go down the list
of
those
guys. They did the
guys.
top linebackers, and they missed 2 linebackers, but they did have Chris Washington on there, and Kent and I got to play with
Well, you
Chris.
can't. Yeah, I mean, if you have 400 tackles in your career, you're probably a pretty good linebacker.
Yes.
And
that guy was a beast.
He played less than 40 games. He had 457 tackles.
Another guy I idolized growing up, listening to games, and I got to meet Chris Washington. And this is the thing, I'm getting to meet all these people, and my brother, I'll call him. I met Chris Washington. God, you're so lucky. Yeah, I know. It's hard work, but it is. There's so much reward.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. See a few other guys. Marcus Butts walking around out here. We got Tom Randall rolling around. Yep. I see Coach Rogers is here now already. So this is going to be a fun day. I'm really looking forward to getting out and hitting it around. You said something earlier about how other programs have things that are similar. And I always go down the line of, other things are similar. My wife and I are similar. It's the differences that are important, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a big difference. I was in, I think I told this story before. It was the final, the NCAA tournament was going on. I was walking through LAX, and I hear this crowd going on. I knew Iowa State was playing, and I was trying to find a bar in LAX, and I go into the bar, and there's 40 or 50 Iowa State fans in the corner looking at one little TV because that's the only one that was on. But, man, we took over the bar, and it was awesome.
That's great.
It was awesome.
It's real. The Cyclone family nation is real. It really is.
It truly is. It truly is. Buddy, thanks you so much. Thanks for popping. I know you're busy
Thank
today.
you, man.
Appreciate it. Yep. And glad you guys are here, and it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, thank
Beautiful
you.
day.
Appreciate it. It's gonna be awesome. Thank you. So, Mike Green, buddy, he got his work cut out for him today.
Yeah, he's going to be a busy guy today.
A bunch of guys. Glad he gave us some time to do that. So, just hanging out, having a good time. But Chris, what do you think? You hanging around all these football players?
I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed. My fandom is geeking out over here. I mean, and what Mike was saying about, and you guys were talking about these players and whatever else, and that's, the reason why we wanted to do this show was, these guys come for 4 or 5 years, play, and then you have this younger generation that, you try to educate them about some of the great players that played here in the past and what built what's going on now, and a lot of them don't realize that. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to bring this show on. It's part of the reason why, Keith, I connected with you to begin with, to bring on some old players when I was first doing this and things like that. So it's important to remember the history, to track the storm, so to speak, so that we know where we're going. And it's the players have been amazing, and it's just, I'm blown away.
Yeah,
so
it's an absolute joy for Kent and I to do that. I know for me it is, and it's just being able to reconnect with the guys and hearing the stories and remembering certain events, and then how the similarities are from our generation to the next generation, or going back farther. It's fantastic. Just I'm in awe. I mean, the guys that played before us and the guys that played after us, it's just fun to see them, in person and talk to them over like Ellis Hobbs. I mean, oh my God. The guy was amazing. I had no idea the stories that he went through to get here. And, because of you and the generosity you've had for Kent and I to be able to do this has just been.
Well, I'd be curious to know what Coach Rogers' connection is how much of the history he knows and some of those players and things like that, and what his plan is to recuperate some of those guys coming back. I know that was a big deal with Coach Campbell. He was a close person with Coach McCarney and brought a lot of those guys back and things like that. So.
Yeah, I would love to have him come over if he has the time. I know he's meeting with a bunch of guys, and that's way more important.
We'll get him over here.
Than our stuff, but it's a good.
I saw John Quinn walking around here. I'd like to get John on here, maybe.
I think he's sitting right there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab him. I'm gonna go grab him.
It's an unconventional show today. We're just gonna walk over and grab people and say, "Hey, get on the mics and things like that." Yeah, so
it's fun stuff. I mean, my first recruiting trip down here, John Quinn was the quarterback, and man, that was fun to get to meet him. And Tom Randall's walking around. We're going to get him back on. He was on a couple months ago, so he's going to pop on, and just what a day.
Well, here he comes. All right.
John Quinn. What a great guy.
I think he's the one that walked up, and when you guys were talking about Tom as the best linebacker, he was shaking his head no, I think is what I saw. So
what's going on, John?
Hey, I hit harder than Bosky did. In my dreams, maybe. But.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
John Quinn, number 18.
Yes.
All Big 8 quarterback. Man, that's the first time I've seen you probably since you left to school when you graduated. I haven't seen you since, I don't think.
And for the record, I did graduate. Did you ever make it out?
Yeah, I did. I got
you did?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I majored in eligibility.
Well, with NIL, everybody does that now. So.
I was the first 4.68 graduate. I took a 4-year degree. I crammed it into 6 years, and it took me 8 years to get it done.
Wow.
I love this place. I couldn't leave it.
I really didn't think engineering had that long a degree program.
Most people leave after 8 years with a doctorate. I was a physical engineer, also PE major.
Nice. Did you get into teaching, or what'd you do?
I did for about student teaching, and I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way I can deal with these.
But you can mold the minds of the youth of this country. You could have had that great impact on their life, motivated them, coached them, mentored them.
Are you awake yet?
Yeah, John. Well, I don't know you that
early,
well.
didn't you? So, John, we've had several former football players, coaches. One of the coaches we had on was your position coach, and I know he talked about you. It was Mac Brown.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We had Coach Brown on, and he came and talked about his time here at Iowa State, and he talked about just you as a quarterback. And I know, just going back to you.
Yep.
So you would have been 1981 would have been your last year, fall of 81. Just maybe some moments you have some about your time at Iowa State, some things. And I know that Mac shared if you recall there is a chance for you to talk here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We had the first,
if I nap or anything like that, wake me up. No, go ahead.
We had that first Iowa State game in Ames.
Yep.
And you were the captain. I was a freshman. You were, of course, the senior, the quarterback, the captain. Can you talk a little bit about that game and just memories of that?
Yeah, I mean, it was truly an exciting moment, not only for the state of Iowa, but especially for Ames, just because Iowa, part of the reason why when they signed the contract to renew the rivalry, the first 4 games had to be played in Iowa City. Finally, it came to Ames, and I was fortunate enough to be a member of the team. And then we went out, executed flawlessly, beat Iowa.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun. Great time.
I think remember we tore down the original goalposts and put up temporary goalposts.
The wooden ones.
Yes. And those big like gas oil barrels filled with cement.
Yep.
And had the goalposts up because, anticipation of the first game in Ames in the modern era.
Yep.
And that week of practice, we were so motivated.
Yeah.
There was no doubt we were going to beat the shit out of those guys. And we did.
And it was fun. I
Physically.
mean, it was Dwayne Crutchfield played well, Dan Johnson. I mean, just the whole team, Brian Neal, all the guys just played their hearts out. Yep. But it meant a lot to us too.
It did.
Yeah,
it did. And I know Coach Brown touched on that. He touched on you as a quarterback, and you had a tremendous senior year, and Big 8, and
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He's a great guy. I can remember when he was down at Texas and he came up. Texas was playing Iowa State. And he's holding a press conference after the game. Colt McCoy came into the room, and I'm standing in the very back of the media room, and Max got this huge press conference going on, and Colt McCoy comes up to me and goes, "Hey, are you John Quinn?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Coach Brown talks about you all the time." He says, and I go, "Well, he must be running out of things to say." And he goes, "No, he references you all the time. It's an honor to meet you."
Yep.
And Coach Brown is sitting there in the front of the room. He sees Colt and I talking in the back. He stops the press conference and walks back there and gives both of us a big hug. And he goes, "Two of my favorite quarterbacks in the world."
Yep.
And I go, "Coach, get back up there. They're waiting for you." He goes, "No." He goes, "This is where I need to be."
Yeah.
And then we just walked out of the room, and his wife was there and stuff. We went over and talking to her. And I mean, that's the type of guy he is. He cared about his players.
Yep.
And you can't say enough about it. And it was just an honor and a privilege to actually glean some of the knowledge that he had about football. But the biggest thing was his passion.
Yeah.
And he just cared and loved about the game.
He did. He cared, and he remembers people. So a little backstory. I worked for Coach when he was at North Carolina.
Okay.
So I worked for him there, and he did talk about you. He did. Even back then, that would have been his first stint at Carolina. And he did reference you quite a bit. In fact, I remember, I think there was a game your senior year. I think you had a rotator cuff problem. And I think we go to Nebraska.
Yep.
And you couldn't even throw in warm-ups.
Right.
And we were trying to get through the game without you really throwing. We threw some screens, and you had a rotator cuff. And he was talking about, just because he talked about game planning. Mm-hmm. And I might be able to say, was it Nebraska? I know there was a game where you really couldn't throw very well because of a shoulder, and we had to game plan around that. And he talked about, when you take away the pass, how do you be effective on offense? And we had a tough game. It was we played well. We didn't win. That was Nebraska in the 80s.
It was over in Lincoln.
Yep. And
we were
he
ahead.
Did reference you quite a bit. Yeah.
He was just a great guy. I loved him, motivator. It was great to see his success once he left Iowa State, but he's destined for greatness.
You knew it. You knew it.
Absolutely. But there's guys like Tom Randall here.
Randall.
We had Tom
walking
on.
by. Did you?
Oh,
I'll tell you what, that guy, when I was a freshman, I was scared of him. I really was. Not because of, his attitude, his demeanor, but because of his physical size. I'm like, I never saw anybody that big before. But then I met Mike Stensrud. Right? Oh my God, Mongo was something else. But it was fun. What a foundation that was built here. Great tradition. And I'll tell you what, it was a blessing for me in my life. I can't tell you how important it was and the impact it had on who and what I am as an individual, but also how it developed me and prepared me for life post-football. And that's what I love about Iowa State, and that's where I'm just indebted to it forever.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
Ken,
it. We need to
Don,
get you on the
thank you very
show.
much. Nice to see
Oh my
you, man.
God, it's good to
I'm
see
go out and
you.
run a 6 route for you later, and you can throw one and I'll drop it. All right.
My rotator cuff is better, but God, I'm old. So
Awesome. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Woo! Blast from the past right there.
Yeah.
That
He
was
was.
awesome.
He was. John was probably one of the better leaders I've
Yep.
ever been around in terms of a locker room.
Talking about a leader. Hello.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Hey, Coach.
What a pleasure.
How are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Kent.
Keith Shrug. Hey, nice to meet you. You bet. Thanks for taking the time. This is awesome, buddy. Man,
Awesome weather. You guys dial this up
this year round.
year round.
Yeah.
This is Iowa.
Let's keep the corn down. I like it.
Yeah, right.
Welcome. Appreciate you stopping in, and man, how's it going?
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been busy. We've been working our tail off, but I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to see kind of all the hard work come to fruition. Guys are training right now as we speak. So, yeah, it'll be an exciting year. I'm excited for what we've put together, and I can tell you we'll be competitive for sure.
Yeah, we love that.
Yep.
We've talked to a couple. Well, we talked to Connor Moberly.
Yep.
And I know Keaton Roskup was on Old Man Strength, another show that's on Three Beards Media, and he just talked about the one thing there was just violence and victory, and the importance of just being physical. And we're old school. We played in the '80s, and we know what that's about. You know, the head knocking that went on, and there's, like Kent said it earlier, 3.5 yards 3 times is 10 yards to speak the shit out of
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
right?
10.5, it's simple math. You need 3.5, right?
Right.
So, and I think that's just, Coach, just kudos, because you came into a situation that's tough, and you're not unfamiliar with that because you've done it before.
Yep.
Came into a really tough situation, and the way you assembled your staff and assembled your team, it's that quiet confidence, that humble, quiet confidence that I think people are really feeding off of. You're not out there, beating your chest and banging the drum. You're just quietly going about your business and teaching the kids a great work ethic. And it's so exciting. And that demeanor is really, really coming across really, really well.
I appreciate that.
People are really, really liking it. It gives everybody that confidence, because I think that's who Iowa is. You're a Midwest guy.
Yep.
And you appreciate that work ethic, and I think people enjoy that. So kudos, Coach. And I want to ask you, it has to have been a whirlwind putting that staff together and that team. How did you sleep?
You know what? The first couple of weeks was a lot,
Yep.
because of the time in which you get hired. Now, I would say the timing of the hiring was maybe a much better situation than what I walked into the year prior. I was hired around December 6th or 8th. I can't remember the same. But I had a couple of weeks to get to know the current team, whether they planned on staying or they planned on departing to go elsewhere with Coach Campbell or wherever. Hearing their stories, figuring out why they loved Iowa State, their experience, that was really meaningful for me. I got to know them a little bit better and what was important to them. And then obviously there are the departures. A lot of the guys were awesome. I don't, nobody wants to hear this, but them saying, "Hey, Coach, I appreciate, how you went about the first team meeting and not just coming in and being rah, and this is who we are." There's some awareness on, they didn't sign up for me. They came to Iowa State. The relationship was built through Coach Campbell and that staff. And then to be able to sit down and speak with them and share my vision of what it would be. And I think that them doing that for me was important, but them also telling me, "Hey, Coach, I'm leaving," was just as important, because it helped me fill the spots in which we needed to fill, and allowed me to, me and the staff to kind of organize our thoughts on who do we need to replace and where are we looking and what type of skill set will fit our offense, our defense, our special teams. Yeah, so there was a lot that went into it. It's a whirlwind. I think when I was going through it, somewhat like, man, I'm doing this again. Because you have a shorter window to have these conversations to get the players on campus. And there are many players that we brought to campus that you have hard conversations. You look at them in to their family. You're also telling them, "Hey, you don't fit here."
Yep.
Which is a unique deal. But my job is to protect the program and bring in the right minded kids with the very, they can have different personalities, but the mentality of the player that I want to coach, that I want us to be known for, and especially in these foundational years of starting thought it was really important to find the right fit, and I think we did that with the players that we brought in.
I can tell you, we had when that was all going on, and we knew some stuff going on, and I had a relationship with some of the other coaches from the other staff, and we knew what was kind of coming. We have a text group that we're on with 30, 40 of us, whatever,
players,
and they're all football coaches. Just so you know,
and all of them are damn good.
I like it.
They all know what's going on.
You didn't call the right play on the. I'm just telling you that right now, right? But we got, when that happened, there was a little unrest, and then we heard, you were hired. We're like, started doing some research. And we're like, well, he's done stuff that the former staff didn't do, winning a national championship, and we got pretty excited. And then talk about the Iowa State basketball game and that. But
that moment, that sealed the deal right there, Coach.
The moment that I fell in love with Coach Rogers.
Like,
how about that?
We're on it.
Yeah,
How was it?
It's a unique experience, right? You're going out there.
That was awesome.
We're playing Iowa.
Yeah.
It probably would have been my first thought had we not been playing Iowa. Sure. But really, it's kind of who I am. I speak off the cuff at times, and I just try to feel what I say. I try to be intentional with my thoughts. And in that moment, I don't know. We were losing the game. We came back to win.
Yeah.
And I got like, hey, this is your grace time, from Jamie. But I meant no disrespect as far as to the families that were there. It just came off the top of my head.
I can assure you, being an Iowa State fan from this tall, you got everybody at that moment. They believe in what's real. And I'm telling you, just through the text chains that came through, the people that I've talked to, you are the absolute perfect hire for this place, and we really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We loved it. We just love it. I mean, Coach Campbell did a lot for us, and we appreciated the hell out of what he did. But I think you're the perfect hire for the perfect guy at the perfect time, and I can't wait to see what you do.
I appreciate it.
It gets me ready to put on the pads. I wasn't very good, but I'd love to put them on.
Yeah. You don't need people like us. So, Coach, what do you're working out now this summer? How do you? I know physicality is going to be the big cornerstone of your program. How are you getting that across? You don't have a lot of time. You had spring ball, physicality in the summer. How do you enforce that, or how do you bring that across with no contact? Is it what's the process there? Yeah,
I think you get what you preach. If you want to be better at stopping somebody on third down, you talk about it more and you go out and you do it. This spring was probably the most physical spring I've been a part of.
Awesome.
I would say when you look at a team and you want them to take on an identity of something in this modern era of college football, togetherness, toughness, physicality, effort, your attitude, those things still win now. You have to find the right players, but you also have to allow them to grow in that and show them day in and day out what is good enough, what isn't good enough. And if you want them to play a certain way and you want them to play together and put that on the field, you have to practice that way. I don't practice does, you're never going to be perfect, but that's why you're practicing. You're trying to be your best, and to come out and approach that and callous your body, I think is important. Now, there's also the side in which you got to stay healthy and you got to go through a season. So it will be physical during fall camp, but we'll monitor that with, reps of certain players and the time in which we're on the field. But I want our players that when they put their pads on, they only know how to play one way. And that's kind of how I grew up playing. It's the system in which I played in, and this is what I believe in. And regardless of talent, talent's a myth unless you show up. But physicality, if you show up every single day, if you have great effort, it wins football games still today.
That is awesome.
I love, Keith and I, we both coach at the small college level, and I love what you said, callous their body, because there is a process to that. You have to go out and get calloused up.
Yeah.
It's amazing what, after a couple of weeks of physicality, or even after a couple games, how better you tackle.
Oh, sure.
How better you block, how better you do the little things, because you can't go out there, and there's a tendency, I think, today to take care of people and take care of them. And let's just go out and, man, there's something to be said about callousing up. And that's a term we used to use. You got to callous up. You got to get calloused before you go out there. So I'm glad to hear you're talking about that and doing
Yeah.
that. That's really interesting.
I think it's really hard to. I mean, these players, their talent level, the speed in which they move from O line to D line to the running backs that are being tackled. You have to put the players in a situation to do something that you're asked to do in front of 60,000 people, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
if they can't do it in an indoor setting with a couple hundred or out on the practice field, they're not probably going to do it if you don't teach them the technique. Now, we won't take each other to the ground every single day, but there will be when we put the pads on and we go an inside run, or it has to be physical. The guys have to flirt with the being on the borderline of under control and out of control. And that's what we try to work. Like defensively, the staff has been with me out, with the exception of Ross Watson. It's how we, had success in many years prior to this was having success defensively, and that staff was with me at Washington State, and I brought him here. And the offensive staff is a collection of kind of my past coaches that I've known over the years to competed against, and Coach Roll and his success that he had at North Dakota State. There was a certain product that they played with, certain product that they got because they played and they practiced a certain way. And so when you have both staffs that have battled against each other as rivals for years, myself, Coach Roll, Coach Bobbitt, Coach Roll, we're preaching the same message at practice about physicality, and it can, it turns into a bloodbath at times. And I had to ring it back a little bit that we weren't living in our glory days.
I love that your staff's competing a little bit,
That's
aren't they? They're out there competing with each other. Spring ball can be a lot of fun if it's competitive too. Yeah.
It makes for a never boring day.
Right.
Yeah.
How's family? Everybody's
my
settled?
family loves it here. Yeah, we're settled. This is home for us, really. My wife is from just a couple hours away from here, so for my kids to go out and go back and have the opportunity to just feels like driving down the block after you move across the country. For my kids to have connections with their cousins, and it means the world to me because that's something I really didn't have growing up. So, family's close. We're moved in. We're settled, and I feel good about having a long tenure here and living here.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
We really do. We'll be back. We come back in droves. We usually come back 2-3 games. Love to stop by practice sometime if we get a chance to say hi and watch the guys play and compete and get the competitive juices flowing. It's always fun to see the guys compete.
Well, I appreciate this, and I appreciate the guys that come back for this. I think this is important. This is, I don't want to say it's dying because it doesn't need to die. We just need to keep players that started Iowa State at Iowa State and continue to build this. This is a fraternity that I think is uncommon, or like anything else that you don't see former teammates for years, months, sometimes, a couple decades, you may not see them, but when you see them for the first time again, it's like nothing ever happened.
Exactly.
It's like time didn't pass, and you can live back in those moments that you had with one another. That's what makes football special.
Well, our motto is loyal sons forever true, and we keep it. We believe it. We live it. We text each other. We send. We end every text group with loyal son forever true. We believe it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's something that I hope these kids can take with them, because it means a lot to come back here and see this place. I get emotional just thinking about it. It's home. It's a beautiful place. It's great people, and it's across the country. I wear these colors whenever I fly every week, and I wear these colors every week. And every time I go somewhere, somebody recognizes Iowa State.
It's awesome.
Absolutely. It's interesting. You said that about this is. I wouldn't say it's dying, but college football, college athletics has made it difficult for things like this to happen, because we all are here because we stayed 4 or 5 years. It's harder. And I think that the younger kids could benefit from seeing the brotherhood that happens out here in a place like that. And I know you're going to build that foundation for the kids to stay for the right reasons and do those things. But this might not be the way of the future, because Letterman, you're going to letter at 3 or 4 different schools, it looks like.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully
I hope not. But it's really special, and we're grateful to have this opportunity to see a bunch of fat little teammates and that think they're pretty damn good at golf.
I do think this is so important, though, as far as when the players want to come back, the former players. I'm a fraction of this. I'll get blamed for wins and losses, as well as the staff. But at the end of the day, I'm a small part of this. This is a program that's been built over the years. There's been traditions that have been created. It's my job to get the staff moving in the right direction, to lead the players, to honestly make sure that you guys are proud wearing that logo in the airport. And I don't take that lightly. I would want somebody to do the same exact thing for my alma mater, because the blood, the sweat, and the tears put into it. And I could tell you that we'll work tirelessly to try to put a product on the field that you could be proud of.
Appreciate that.
We love that, Coach. Thank you very much.
I guarantee you there's going to be thousands of us that are in your corner.
Yeah,
I appreciate right
whatever
there,
we
we'll
can,
do
whatever we can
right
do
there.
for you.
Yep.
Please reach out, or we'll reach out. Whatever we can do, we're here for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Go
guys.
set the course record today.
I'm terrible at golf, so if I can have one team play my ball today, that will be a win for me.
Awesome.
Well, I
Coach, thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Don't
you.
forget your phone, Coach. Nice to have you. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise, right?
Yeah, very
Holy
nice.
cow.
Okay, well, who's fired up now?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
right?
mean,
Right? Holy cow. Where's the
what
pads?
football player wouldn't want to play for a guy who says, we're going to go out and hit you in the mouth
Right.
and be physical and humble?
Right?
Humble. I love that. And
That was
it's
awesome.
It's not that bravado banging your chest. It's very humble and hardworking, and it's sincere.
Yeah.
You know, it is.
You can feel it. It's I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Like we were talking earlier, it's when the Indy 500 is over, the football season starts for me. And talking to Connor a couple weeks ago, and just talking to the guys, getting back here, it's just looking out here and watching these guys try to swing at a golf ball is fucking hilarious, though. There's some really bad golfers out there.
Oh, yeah, I see. There's a lot of stiff bodies out there. That AstroTurf.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but none of them hung over like Keith.
Oh,
No, yeah. I don't know why you're hungover.
well, Ames ran out of vodka, so we had to go home.
And 30 Hop was out of bourbon, by the way, too. They were last night. They were out of bourbon.
They were.
Not that I was interested.
Yeah, right. Holy cow, that was quite a day. That was 8 of us got together last night in Ames or in Ankeny, and it was like we just walked off the football field. It was awesome. I mean,
Sort.
the brotherhood's real. It really is.
Yep.
It's hard to explain it to a lot of folks, but you can see it and you can feel it, and it's awesome. It's just a phenomenal feeling. So we got Tom Randall over there. Hey, Tommy.
I'll go grab him.
You go grab Tom once. We had Tom on a couple weeks ago, and maybe a couple months ago now, but he's gonna come over and say hi. He's Ames owned, the royalty of Ames. The king of Ames is coming into town. Man. Apologize. I wanted to get you on earlier, but that was my fault. I got here late. Yeah, right. We had to take a few minutes to talk to him. It was unfortunate. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping in. And
You bet.
sorry we didn't get you on a little earlier, but
No worries.
I was distracted.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it
awesome.
is.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Are there a lot of guys from your era still here? You see a few here.
You know what?
Here and there.
I just realized I'm walking around looking. I'm the oldest guy here.
I
God,
don't know.
I hate that.
Wow. That makes me feel good.
Oh, man. I know all these guys are going, I was Kreiner, I was Walden,
Yeah.
I was, and I'm going, I think that's it. Out of my era, I think there's only 2 guys.
Where's
Well, you're cornerstone of this whole thing, though. You are. You're a big part of this.
I mean,
It's
the
fun.
letter winner to me, the letter winners club starts with you. It did. I mean, I remember coming on my recruiting trips and you were there talking to us and former Iowa State player and Dallas Cowboy and all this other stuff, and all of a sudden it was like, well, now we got the letter winners club, and you're the cornerstone of it. You are.
The proudest thing, I think I told you guys this earlier, Arnie Gardy and I were the 2 original members of the modern day Letter Winners Club.
That's awesome.
That was in the mid 90s. There wasn't a Letter Winners Club. And Arnie and I got together and we're sitting there in the Olson building and figuring out how we're going to get people to join and how much, and to see what it evolved to.
Right.
That's probably my proudest Iowa State
That was
feat.
I remember the
It's
first.
lasting.
I remember
Yeah.
the first Letterwinners I came back to. There was 50. We
Yeah.
had 50 people for the Letterwinners at the tent.
Yeah.
And we all made a commitment. Said we're going to bring one back, and we all said we're going to bring another one back next year. And I think the last year we had like 570 come back, and
It's
that's
amazing.
loyal sons forever true means something. That it's a real deal.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Everything else going well?
Everything's good.
I know you're semi-retired, but you'll never be completely retired.
No, still just working with. I'm in the real estate business
Sure.
and working with friends, family, past clients, and then having a lot of fun.
Yeah, right.
So,
A lot of fun.
what's the buzz around Ames football program? What are you feeling out there?
You know, you watch what he's doing with the recruiting, and it's pretty. Who knows?
Right.
Everybody goes, "Oh, that recruiting class of it." I mean, for what he's doing, it looks like he's got some pretty good players coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
It's probably following TJ on his model of bringing in
Yeah.
Right.
top talent.
Wow.
And he's
Number
getting
one
them.
class in America, TJ.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
In America.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
I live in basketball state with Indiana, and they're talking about Iowa State basketball.
that's
It's pretty
crazy.
awesome when we're beating them out on recruits.
Yeah.
Wisconsin ought to just become Northwest Iowa, or Northeast Iowa.
We'll annex Wisconsin.
Right. Just like Virginia and West Virginia became separate. We ought to just annex them.
Well, we don't really want Wisconsin. We just want their players. I don't.
they have good beer and
That's
cheese.
it.
That's right.
I'll take some of their beer.
Yeah.
I think we drank it last night. Oh my God.
So you're hearing a lot of good things around the community, just because there's social media, and there's different hubbubs, but you're in Ames.
Yep.
So you're just hearing a lot of good stuff. You go to any practices? Are you able to be around? Or
Nope. When I got done, I said, I didn't like practice that much in the first place. And people go, "You're going to go out and watch practice?" I said, no. I like going to the games.
Yeah.
I like tailgating. I've always said to folks, if there wasn't tailgating, I'm not sure I'd go to all the games.
Right.
yeah,
Because it's fun. You
Yeah.
see your friends, there's music, there's food, people are excited. I said, God, it's a great experience out in the parking lot.
We're always at the Creasman tailgate, which is in the far southeast corner. It's the farthest one away from the stadium. And hell, there's times we're like, oh shit, the game starts in like 5 minutes, and we get there middle of the first quarter just because we're having fun catching up.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Tom, because you think about it. I mean, football, it's a sport. There are fun moments, but it's not a lot of fun.
Oh,
I mean, you don't see a lot of old people like us out playing football on a Saturday afternoon, but yet here we are. Golf, anybody can do that. You have to be special
yeah.
to play football. You have to be special to play Division I football in any capacity, to be on the team. It's not.
It's a different
tough.
level.
Yeah, it's tough.
Somebody asked me, what's the difference from high school to college, Division I? I said, it's huge.
Oh,
You guys can appreciate that. When you were in high school, you were a big stud. Most of us were. And, you're going, now you go to Iowa State and they're kicking the crap out of me. I still remember that and going,
Yeah.
geez, oh, Pete. And then you go from college to the pros. In college, some of us guys, Mike Stensrud and I and Ron McFarland and Maynard Stensrud, and, we kind of had our way.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go in the pros and you're going, Randy White, Ed Tuchel Jones, Harvey Martin. You're going, God, what am I doing here?
Right.
I mean, these guys are incredible.
I think everybody, there's probably a few snaps that you all remember. I can still remember my first scrimmage snap at Iowa State at Division I. I'm sure you probably remember, just that things moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably in the NFL, you're probably there's just that first, like, oh my God, people just flying around you. And television doesn't do it justice. But when you're out there live and you see big bodies flying fast, it's insane. And it's a big step. And that's why people don't play it at our age in their 60s because it's hard.
It is hard. Oh, man.
Man. What time we got here?
How we doing?
Do we need to take a break, or are we just going to finish it off?
No, we can just finish it off. We
All
don't
right.
need to take a break today.
Good.
So
No breaks.
9:36
No
is what
breaks.
time. So
9:36.
what time you guys teeing off?
10 o'clock.
Yeah. So
So I need about 2 swings. I'll be loose.
Yeah. Okay.
there you go.
I'll be
Okay.
loose. It's all good.
You have a
Did you,
good
did you
foursome
say
today,
2
Tom?
swigs? Is that what you said?
I've had that.
You had a good foursome. You gonna win it today?
No, we're going to have fun, though.
Okay.
We're
All
gonna
right. Well,
have
Keith
fun.
said they're gonna win it. So
keep an eye
don't-
on him.
I'm just going to take
That
a
must
cart
have-
and talk
That
crap.
must have been last night because I don't know. I mean,
We'll see whose card has a pencil with an eraser.
A lot of scratches.
And last one in.
last one in
Yeah.
with an eraser.
What is it?
Exactly.
Oh.
That is so good.
Well, Tom, you're our first 2-time guest, I guess. So either we're really desperate or you're really important. So we'll take the second one.
Oh, that's all right. You guys are doing a great job and promoting Iowa State. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting ready.
Oh,
That's
boy.
my nephew. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Barrett.
Oh, I talked to Barrett.
That's Barrett.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. It's my brother's son, and he runs the golf course, and it's kind of cool.
That was I talked to him on the phone, and he allowed us to do it, and talked to Mike Green, and Mike said, yeah, absolutely, do this thing. We do it for, just for the love of the school and the love of the former teammates, and just trying to promote Iowa State as best we can. And you do a great job. And like I said, I don't say that lightly, and I don't say it just because I want to say it. It's the truth. I believe you are the cornerstone of the Iowa State Letterwinners, and you've always been that guy for Iowa State. You're to me, the Randall name is royalty.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It's a true statement, and I know other guys feel the same way.
Well, I appreciate that. But I had a lot of good teammates at Iowa State, and I started mentioning Mike Stensrud, who's not with us anymore. God, I miss him. And Maynard, his brother, had a horrible accident, and he's not with us. But we had a bunch of really good players. The 76 team was one of the best teams. There's been others, but one of the best teams ever at Iowa State.
Yeah.
There were about 6 of us that played in the pros.
Right.
Off Iowa State.
Right.
Albert Dixon, Luther Blue, Dexter Green, Buddy Hardiman.
I ran into Buddy Hardiman in Syracuse.
Yeah?
We were in a restaurant, and I had an Iowa State stuff on it. He made mention. He told me who he was. I was like, holy shit, I just want to sit down and talk. I don't want to go see a customer. I want to talk to Buddy.
Buddy's a cool guy.
Yeah, he was really neat. He was really neat.
Nice guy.
We're going to have one of your old teammates on
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks, Tom Bosky.
Oh, Bosk. All right.
Yeah, we're going to have him on. And he and Chris.
We can tell some stories on Bosky, I tell you. But I heard you guys talking earlier that you saw him. And
Yeah.
because he was just a unique guy. He came from Chicago. His hero was Dick Butkus. He tried to play tough like him, and he was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bosky was tough.
I remember the first game I came to was a Utah game, and I think he had like 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, like 20-some tackles. And I'm standing out front of the Olsen building looking at him, and he comes walking up, and I'm like, holy God, this is unbelievable.
he was legendary.
It's awesome.
That was a great.
Were you on? That was
great team.
76. You were there.
76 team, 77.
Sounds like we're getting ready to tee off.
Sounds like here we go, guys.
Look out. Are they taking a picture?
They might be.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah,
probably
all right,
let you
we'll
guys
get
go.
in there.
We got to get her done.
Tom, nice to see you again.
Good to
so
see
much.
you
Good
guys.
luck today.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Well, Chris, we made it happen.
We did. Nice job, guys.
I'm glad Kent carried the weight of the show today. 'Cause
Right, yeah, he got right here and chipped right in.
I was having a hard time carrying.
I had
the
a hard
box.
time getting here on time just to help you set up.
That's all right.
He got
It's all
the
good.
extra minute of rest. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. It's a great time, and I really appreciate you giving us this opportunity, Chris, and the effort you put together. And
Thank you, Chris.
I-
Yeah, have fun.
Totally honored. You guys go have a great day today with your teammates and in the Letterwinners Club.
I'd go out and
that'd
take
be
some
nice.
videos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm honored enough to be on the course with these guys. So
All right, man. We'll talk again. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, but then we'll be on in a couple weeks. July the 12th, we got Tom Bosky.
yeah,
And
aside the storm that same night has Monte Morris.
hello.
Oh, that'll be a
So-
good
Hello.
night.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it'll be a
How
good
did
night
they
for
get the-
cycling.
We're supposed to be tracking the storm, not those guys.
Well, I gotta spread the wealth around.
I want to
people.
renegotiate my contract.
I hate to break it to you, but it's still zero. So, unless anybody out there wants to sponsor us.
That's right.
So,
This is great.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, buddy. We'll see y'all.
We're tracking the storm, watching it form from Crutchfield's grind to Troy's 2K storms. Seneca spinning through the rain and roar, turning third and long to forevermore. From Jack's I will to the Campbell years, we build up hope out of heartbreaking tears. Yeah, the line holds strong and the fate's reborn. We're keeping eyes on tomorrow by tracking the storm. Here comes Johnny, your fist up in the air tonight. night show theme and that Hilton stare. Took a quiet Coliseum, turned it into a spare, where top 25 giants learned to fear this well. Hilton magic swirling like a cyclone wind, we're nine on the pivot, made the rafters spin. Step back, jump or drive down the lane.